Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now Bitcoin is running into this important area of resistance while a new signal flashes in the short term for Ethereum, which I'll talk about later in the video, so definitely watch to the end. First of all, starting off on the daily Bitcoin to US dollar chart, and right now the price of Bitcoin is retesting this line of resistance again, which, by the way, this resistance is sitting at around 27,500. And so, at least as of right now, we have not yet seen a confirmed breakout back above that level. So obviously this still remains to be resistance. And as for significant support on the daily time frame, we still technically have this price range, which should be acting as support if the price pulls back down further, and this price range is sitting in between around 24,000 to 25,000. And as for the daily Bitcoin price oscillators, these are still looking relatively neutral, although over the last one day, we have now seen a confirmed bullish cross in the daily Bitcoin MACD. And so obviously a bullish cross is a bullish signal, meaning we are potentially starting to flip a little bit more bullish again on the daily time frame. But with that being said, at least for now, the momentum is still relatively flat, meaning I would not exactly be expecting a move like this on the daily time frame anytime soon. And obviously, we are still yet to see a confirmed breakout back above 27,500. Now, if we do end up seeing a confirmed breakout back above that level, then in that case, I'll be targeting closer towards these highs at around 29 to 31,000. But remember, that is only if we can first see a confirmed breakout back above this level, which over the last 1 to 2 weeks, the price has struggled with so far. And another reason why this 27.5k level is so important is due to this previous symmetrical triangle pattern on the 8-hour Bitcoin chart right here. Because once again, as I've been saying almost every day since this initial break to the downside, the invalidation for this pattern and this bearish price target would be a confirmed breakout back above this line of previous support, which is currently acting as resistance, once again at around 27,500. So essentially, if the price of Bitcoin confirms a breakout above that level, that cancels this pattern and cancels this bearish price target. And in case you're wondering, as of right now, while the price of Bitcoin is still trading below this line at 27.5k, this price target is technically still active, which, by the way, is sitting at around 24.1k. But obviously, just in the more shorter term, over the last 1 to 2 weeks or so, we have been mostly in a choppy sideways price range, which I've shown here on the 8-hour Bitcoin chart, because clearly, as you can see here, the price is basically bouncing around between support and resistance. First of all, this area of support is sitting in between around 26.2k to 26.6k, and this area of resistance is sitting at around 27.3k to 27.7k. And obviously, over the last 2 days, I've been talking about this bullish divergence here on the 8-hour Bitcoin chart. And as I mentioned in my last video, this bullish divergence is already now confirmed on the 8-hour Bitcoin chart, meaning we should not be expecting any significant bearish momentum in the short term, as in over the next few days. And in fact, what I said in my last video is that I do expect a little bit more short-term bullish price action, perhaps up towards this area of resistance, which we have now seen as expected. But it is important to mention that now that we have already seen this bullish price action and the price is running into this area of resistance, obviously just in the short term, we need to be a little bit cautious, because the price of Bitcoin has not yet confirmed a breakout back above this resistance. So for all we know, we could just end up seeing another rejection like what we've seen all of these other times over the last 1 to 2 weeks. So basically, just in the shorter term, this is really a critical moment for the price of Bitcoin. Obviously, if we break above this area, then like I just said earlier, that would mean a bullish breakout out of this sideways price range, which would clearly be a bullish signal. We also have a possible double bottom pattern here if we do now see this confirmed breakout. And in that case, just measuring a technical price target from one of these lows, if you're looking at the 8-hour candle closes, a bullish breakout above this resistance for a W pattern would give us a technical price target at around $29,000 per Bitcoin. And so that is why I said earlier that I'll be targeting towards these highs at around 29 to 31,000 if we first see a confirmed breakout above this level, which would invalidate this pattern and this bearish price target. But as of right now, this has not yet happened. So it's just important to understand that this bullish price target and this bullish scenario is not yet confirmed. It is not yet in play, and the bearish price target is still currently active until it actually gets invalidated. But with that being said, as I've been saying almost every day since the start of this year, all of this shorter term bearish price action on some of these smaller time frames here, this is all occurring within a larger bullish trend here on the daily Bitcoin chart that we've been seeing since November last year. Because clearly when you're taking a look at the larger multi-month long trend, this has been trending to the upside, forming significant higher lows and higher highs. And of course, we can experience shorter term bearish price action within a larger bullish trend, like what we saw back during around February to March. And in fact, this pullback from this local high that we've seen so far isn't even as large as this previous pullback that we saw back during February and March. And so this is why I always try to talk about the short term and the longer term, because obviously we could have a bullish trend on one time frame and a bearish trend on another time frame, and obviously different time frames don't necessarily contradict each other. But anyway, zooming back into that 8-hour Bitcoin chart, we can see here in the 8-hour Bitcoin RSI that this is technically still looking more bullish than bearish, as it is forming higher lows and higher highs, showing strength in the price action. And so all we really need to see now in order to actually confirm a larger reversal here on the 8-hour chart is to simply see a confirmed breakout above this resistance. But until then, as for the trend on the 8-hour chart, I am still very neutral in the shorter term, as the price is still in this choppy sideways price range. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart, and right now the price of ETH is currently bouncing from this area of support, sitting in between 1770 to 1820. And if you're looking at the daily Ethereum price oscillators, these are currently starting to flip a little bit more bullish rather than just neutral or bearish. Because, for example, if you're looking at the daily Ethereum RSI, this is currently attempting to form a new uptrend, as it is beginning to form some small higher lows. And of course, as I've said over the last few days, we've already seen a confirmed bullish crossover here in the daily Ethereum MACD. But with that being said, the momentum is still relatively low, which basically means I would not necessarily expect a move like this anytime soon in the shorter term. And instead, while the momentum is still relatively low, I would expect somewhat mild movements in the price of ETH here on the daily time frame, not very significant. But anyway, now zooming into the 8-hour ETH to US dollar chart, and right now, as of recording this video, the price of ETH is running into this area of resistance, which is sitting in between around 1830 to 1860. So obviously, as of right now, while the price of ETH is yet to actually confirm a breakout above this resistance, of course, it is still possible to experience another rejection from this resistance, like what we've seen time and time again over the last 1 to 2 weeks or so. And so it's due to this reason as to why I'm still leaning somewhat neutral here on the 8-hour ETH to US dollar chart, because as of right now, the price of ETH is still in this sideways price range in between this resistance and this support level, which is at around 1760. And if you're looking at the 8-hour Ethereum price oscillators, these are still looking relatively neutral because we have no real trend in the RSI. This is still pretty much chopping around sideways, while the 8-hour Ethereum MACD is still showing a relatively low momentum compared to back here, for example. And now if you zoom into the much shorter term here on the 1-hour ETH to US dollar chart, just recently the 1-hour Ethereum RSI entered into overbought territories again, which is simply a signal telling us that the room to the upside in the imminent short term is somewhat limited, and we're due to see some sort of short-term cool-off, whether that means a larger pullback or simply a small pullback or some choppy sideways price action to help reset the RSI to potentially give us some more room to the upside later on. Either way, we are still due to see a bit of a cool-off here, which so far over the last few hours, we have already started to see play out, but potentially over the next one day, we could end up seeing something similar similar to what we saw just here, basically a pause within this shorter term bullish price action. And obviously all of this short-term bullish price action did begin with this confirmed bullish divergence here on the 1 hour ETH to US dollar chart. But with that being said, considering this is only a bullish divergence on the 1 hour chart, and usually these patterns don't last for very long, I would not really be relying on this bullish divergence by itself to carry the price much higher. And instead, I'd prefer to look out for other signals, like for example, confirmed breaks back above resistance or signals here in the larger price oscillators. So this is why here on the 8 hour time frame, as for the trend, I'm still leaning more neutral rather than overly bullish or overly bearish. And now, if you want to know how to make a lot of money in crypto quite easily, no matter if the price is bearish, bullish, or simply chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money no matter what direction the price is going using AI, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money in a choppy sideways price range. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.